We are in World of Tanks, and more precisely on the ice road map, the Mountain Pass map near the top of the Himalayas. One of the maps that I would have liked to exclude, but I cannot. The choice of maps to exclude is quite generous. So this is a Tier 7 GW Panther, and it is going to be an ace tanker game. And at the end, there's a shorter first class battle. I suppose this is the main feature. And it was super close, as you will see. Not quite as close as one or two of the previous battles, but really, quite close in a different way. That was a winged shot I didn't expect. It would hit anything just to cause some stunning in case someone was ready to shoot. This map has changed so that you can no longer shoot at the tanks when they're crossing that area, so there's not much of a point of being in a tank destroyer any longer in this map. Anyone who ends up in this map in a tank destroyer is a loser. It was very bad timing that these three enemy tanks decided to move just as I had fired my shot. What can happen? Oh. The turtle is taking some damage. Here, managed to hit him as he was going down this destroyed bridge. Fortunately, he turned around to face the enemy tanks, the friendly tanks with his front. Someone saw it on the side. That's good, that's nice. And you, sir, you were asking for it. It's not as if he didn't know I have been shooting. So a very brave medium has managed to get all the way to their base in under 3 minutes. And that's because the enemy had no tanks on the ice road. How can you play World of Tanks at Tier 8 if you don't understand? It sits there, motionless. Here's the guy who managed to sneak away. But not for very long. No, I wasn't shooting there. The mark is on the hill. And of course my shot went nowhere near. And here, Wargaming has provided perfect cover to the enemy heavies from artillery and snipers. The artillery and the snipers You can log out of the game if you get this map. I suppose that's the idea. Well, the artillery can still contribute, but the snipers not. And that was totally lucky. And what do you do in this map in the sniper? Where do you go? You could go to where, take a shot where the enemy tanks were crossing, but you no longer have shot. You no longer have shots. Yeah, you can go there, but you no longer have shots. So what's the point? Where can you go? And I showed you one battle a few months ago where they had gone to brawl with the heavies on the ice road, but if you have no armor, it's pointless. You just gotta get mauled. I mean, at tier 5 maybe you might manage to survive because of the short viewing range. I had already shot you. It's not as if you didn't know I can shoot there. Oh dear. I only have one gun, guys. Help out. It's time for a double-barreled SPG. What do you think? Some splash damage at least. So we are kind of even. We're down on hit points, down on tanks by 1 tank. But it's still winnable. Now we're even in tanks. Now we're down 1. 3v4. The Geoffrey Iron Fist is here. So 2,000 damage and over 1,000 assist. Thank you, team. So now I'm really stuck. I'm the only person near the base. There's a guy in the middle there in the swamp. It's a very useless position to be in. The turtle had lost most of his points, his hit points earlier when he got fire, fighting around there. Very unfortunate. And like that, down to 2v3. And I'm here on the hill near the base, and I don't know what to do at this point. I cannot shoot that guy beyond the mountains. Over here in this position, I have full view of anyone approaching from the south, regardless the direction. And I could take the first shot, which almost certainly guarantees I will kill the guy in the heavy tank, the T-32. And so I didn't want to leave this position, especially as I couldn't shoot. Now there's a potential target, the Scorpion, and I'm trying to see if I have a shot. Not from where I am. I would have to change my position. Uncertain what to do. At this point, I had written this battle off. I thought, I'm just going to lose it. They're going to rush. tank destroyer, and then the three of them will come and rush me. There's no point in me trying to do anything. They're behind the mountains. But miraculously, almost, tank destroyer managed to kill the enemy light medium, the Ares tank. Now the Scorpion is trying to get a shot at him, so presumably he's gone into cover. I still don't know where the T-32 is, but I start to suspect he's not coming towards the base. I would have spotted him by now. Still a little bit uncertain whether I should... No, there he is. Okay. There he is, but I have no shot. And I don't have a shot at the Scorpion. And I feel stupid, and someone, I don't know if it was the tank destroyer, is telling me to go and try and get a shot at the Scorpion. So all this time ambushing was for naught. And here I just want to make sure the Scorpion hasn't decided to come up the ice road. Doesn't look like it. He probably is still where he was last seen, and so I'm going to try and take a position. Presumably the tank destroyer is pinging the map, telling me where he would like me to go, and it all makes sense. I'm quite happy to oblige. So here I want to check if I have a shot from here at the last known position of the Scorpion. It looks like I do exactly where he was marking the ground. And so I mark the ground to tell him I have a shot. Let's see how this pans out. It's 2v2, but one of us is an SPG. This guy was amazing, and so he approaches him this way. The other guys get scared, and he's waiting for help from the heavy tank. The heavy tank is nowhere to be seen, and so he is dead. I have 3 kills so far. So does our tank destroyer. I sent him a message at this point to platoon. But then he did something weird, and the platooning didn't work. And then he sent me a message to platoon, which I didn't pay attention to. I thought he confirmed. Yeah, I thought he confirmed the platooning and didn't check. But in fact, he had tried to platoon and maybe misclicked or something. Okay, so no platooning. That's just to get brothers in arms, you know, that decal or whatever, so never mind. I don't very often get 3 kills in an SPG. It would have been an opportunity. Okay, what do we do now? Where's the enemy heavy tank? He's down to 1 shot. So if he manages to fight 1-to-1 with the TD, he could kill him. So the TD is going up the hill to see if he's there. He could kill him if he tracks him and then kind of bullies him and go to his side or something. I mean, he could kill the tank destroyer, but he's actually at our base. How he managed to get there so quickly since he was last sighted, and why did he not help the Scorpion? He could have won if I had stayed there and he had managed to kill me. That's a lot to hope for. So, can we win? He's already ahead by nearly half a minute. Or is it going to be a draw? Blind shot. already victory. Okay, so this worked out. Here are the stats of my teammate. 5,600 wood of tanks rating. Here's my stats. What are the game stats? A Stunker and Bruiser. Okay. 2,290 damage and 1,200 assist. Enough for a Stunker and the GW Panther. Okay, off to the next battle. Tier 8. 212A. Russian Tier 8. SPG. And we're at Pilsen. This is going to be first class. The battle will not be quite as long, not quite as close. Ready for my first shot. Any willing victims? Just the right place.
Мы их задели.
41 damage. 540 assist. Thank you, team. That's already a good sign. When you fire a couple of shots and you get assists at the start of the battle, it's a fairly certain sign it's going to be a victory. Two more willing victims.
Мы их накрыли.
Okay. Shot but undaunted. Ready for another one.
Мы их задели.
Hear what the commander said. It wasn't a good idea. Oh, counter battery. Counter battery, huh? Waste of time. Well, in some maps it would work if you had nowhere to go, but in this map there's so much room to move around.
Мы их зацепили.
There are a couple of maps where if you're on an SPG, counter battery again, with AP shell, there are some maps where if you're an SPG, there's that map in America, the village by a lake. Well, there, if you're an SPG, especially if you're on the one that spawns, the south one, I think, it's literally one spot you can go to, with like one pixel. There's nowhere else to go. Well, if it's like that, then counter battery can't work. hasn't done. So, we are nearly 4 minutes into the game. That was the first kill of the game. Amazing how some battles go. In some other battles, the game would be over by now. Counter battery. Hello. Okay, this is a kind of tricky position if you decide to go there. And there are SPGs in the game, but somehow he managed to survive. Presumably he pulled it back. Tourist.
Задели осколками.
Oh no. Chaps, the game has started. I mean, the enemy team hasn't got the principle right. They have as many guns as we do. That was slightly off center in the correct direction, so that was a lucky shot. I guess without luck, you wouldn't get a good result. But the main thing is that the team assists. So far, other than that first shot, I haven't had an assist. Finally, so. $12-1. Goodness.
Накрытие осколками подтверждаю.
Okay. They're a bit consistent. Thank you, team. That was a silly move. I mean, he probably thought the game's basically over. Just try to get a little bit extra XP. And there they exchanged positions. So our guy went to where the enemy tank was. Please don't do that, because RT maybe, RT shots may be on their way. So don't go to the position where the enemy tank was a second ago. Steer wide and go somewhere else. The maps are big. So that was the second battle. Quite quick, as I said, about 6 minutes or so, and it was a first class. So 3,388 damage, nearly 2,000 assist. I was hoping it might be a stunker, but it wasn't. You need about 6,000 for a stunker. It was first class. And that was a battle. Maybe a few more coming. until the next episode. Thank you for watching.